What's good? Let's analyze some video game music. Yeah, D-Notive suggested Chrono Trigger OST Secret of the Forest. So this is the Guardia Forest theme from Chrono Trigger. Let's listen through this whole thing and then see what I think and try to break it down. Chill vibe. Mostly just the arpeggio and the bass line right now. Ah, we have strings. And a flute. This is chill. That kind of motion sounds familiar. It's like doing like extended intervals of the chords, I think. The melody is. We got a little voice sample in the background there. Ooh. I like the way that descended. Yeah. Ooh. That's cool. That piano or mallet thing just doing these swells of the chords while the bass line traces it. That's really interesting. Or is that a harp? Yeah, that's a harp, I think. Pretty sure this is SNES, like SNES samples. So they all have this warm lo-fi-ness to them. Lost, forgotten, analog, digital audio fuzz. This is like a fantastic vibe. Yeah. I'm trying to think how that relates to what's below it and why that makes me think of... I think there's like there's a Sonic track that has that, I think. A similar thing. They probably both pull from the same sort of inspiration. I love that chord change. When it goes to this, like, soft part. Just where the bass goes, to, like, recontextualize. I love this a little bit. Because the bass is, like, grooving. Yeah, I dig this. Ah, sus 4 to 3, right at the end there. Okay. This is cool. I like a lot of what this is doing. Let's... Alright, we are going between G flat, and an F. So we have half-step motion going on here. And that's basically it. We're doing... It's that. It's a tritone substitution, just half-note majors back and forth. I really like that. Because you wouldn't really expect that the way that the harmony is moving around it. When the strings hold on that, they're holding on a ninth of the chord that's below it. Yeah. So what is that piano doing over those chords that's making me... That's such an interesting... It's doing like a 2-5-1. And then stepping from that one and moving down a half step. And then moving down another full step. And then moving down another half step. And when it changes, it lands on another 9. That's cool. So that upper piano melody is doing something really interesting. Like this is basically an F sharp. This is like a major 7 to that sharp that it's starting, to that F sharp that it's starting on. Makes the chord motion sound more like a modulation than like just moving to a different chord. That's such a cool, like, repeating melody. Yeah, and it starts it lower. I like that melody over that chord motion because it is moving around, you know, it actually changes the root that it starts on, but does the same sort of pattern. I like how this will modulate full melodies up and down, like with all of their scale degrees intact as the chords change under it. That's really cool to me. Okay, and then there's this part. Okay, that's cool. So we jump to... What is that? Where are we normally? On F sharp? Or G flat? Yeah, we're in G flat minor, and it jumps up to... That's a 4. But I actually don't think it's hitting this as a root. I think it's technically just an E minor, but it's focusing on the 5 in the root. Or maybe it is just doing B. I could be wrong. We start from this. I think it's a 6. I don't know where it moves from there. It does go chromatically upward. Yeah, and then we're basically in this B here as a passing tone to get into C. So we can use that to get down to F, which is usually the chord we move to after the, you know, so we're ending on the same chord in this sequence. Ah, and then we get this cool, like, harp staccato thing. And then I think it just takes that whole thing and moves it down. It's moving down to a 6, a major 6 of that. Like that. The way that this song moves around is by taking whole melodies and just transposing them. So, and the bass is like walking up and down. So the bass is starting us on B flat. So that'd be playing like a 2, a minor, a third, and then a 4, and then a 2 again over. And then where does the bass go? Moves the same, moves to a major 6. And then it moves even lower. Huh. Yeah. It lands on that F that we end on in the like the main back and forth progression. Interesting, interesting. This is doing some cool stuff as it moves around. Okay, yeah. So this has a couple cool things going on. Most of it hovers between this kind of motion here, which makes me think this is more like a makes me think it might be doing something more like that, but just having this be the lowest note. So it might be doing like E flat minor to F minor, which would just be a 7-1. And it sounds like it's doing something similar to that, but just putting that half step up in the root. The melodies are cool. They do a lot of not necessarily moving with the scale up and down, but moving where they root themselves and then repeating the same pattern. And it flows very nicely. It's like just a really somber, kind of like hypnotizing sort of chord motion that's going on. And I like it. There's a lot of, you know, entrancing elements, the backing arpeggios, the way that the piano traces a melody and then the violin comes in, or the strings come in and do a simpler version of that melody. The way it'll hang on one place as you know, the chords climb. It sounds like when it does that chromatic rise, it just keeps this in the same place. I think that's cool. It's not quite as engaging as the last Chrono Trigger thing we listened to, if I remember. I think the last one we listened to was the wind theme. This has got a very similar vibe, but I like the chord motion of the other one better, just like as a bias. I think I would also give this one a 4. It's got some cool stuff going on, and it throws interesting things over top of that too. I think it's worth a 4. That's a waxing gibbous for me. Thank you, D-Notive, for suggesting this track from Chrono Trigger. All right, how do you think I did? If you like the analysis, hit like. If you want to see more stuff like this in the future, hit subscribe and the bell to make sure you see when new videos go up. Let me know what you think. Is there anything you think I missed or glossed over? Let me know in the comments. I would love the feedback. If you want to catch me doing this live without any edits, just figuring things out as I go, you can check out case.dog/stream and see when I'm live. And if you want to submit a song yourself, you can check out my Discord channel for it at case.dog/VGM. I'll see you next time.